HP Nanda, CEO, Grundfos Water Utilities, discusses the thinking behind the company's recent acquisition of Metasphere, explaining that data-driven solutions are becoming increasingly important to help address all aspects of the water cycle, as climate volatility places increasing stress on the world's water resources. HP is optimistic that the technology solutions available are able to meet this water management challenge, so long as they are accompanied by the right combination of intelligent planning and action.
Okay, so Grundfos, you've recently acquired Metasphere, so it'd be good to understand a little bit of the background to, that decision to acquire the company.
Thank you, Peel. It's a great opportunity to chat with you. The purpose of Grundfos is to contribute our part to solve world's water and climate challenges. And to solve world's water climate challenges, we need more tools in our toolkit. So the capability, the technology, and the amazing team of Metasphere are a wonderful addition to our capability of Grundfos to be able to contribute our part in a more amplified manner to solve world's water and climate challenges, particularly on the combined sphere water flow, which is going to be a big challenge given all the climate challenges the world is experiencing and is going to experience in the coming future.
So in terms of the specifics, what does Metasphere add? Everyone knows Grundfos as primarily a pump company. Metasphere clearly not a pump company. So what are they bringing to the Grundfos portfolio?
Thank you. Metasphere has developed over the a unique, data-driven, smart sphere management, where we will be able to put telemetry units in different manholes in different parts of the water network, get a real-time signal about the performance of the flow of the water network to the cloud, and use a proprietary software with AI-driven algorithm to take the weather forecast for that given locality and compute and predict if we are going to witness overflows in a given location. Empowering with this proactive information to the utilities in a timely manner will allow our utilities to take preventive action before an event occurs. That way, our communities, our cities, and our localities can be proactively managed, and we can prevent sphere overflow to the streets and communities. So this unique capability of predicting and then preventing timely is the capability of Metasphere, and they have done an amazing job as a UK-based organization working with the leading utilities in UK to demonstrate this in the last few years. And we hope we can take this UK technology and use the Grundfos global access to expand its reach and availability to our global customers.
Okay, I'm also wondering the sort of slightly larger picture. Is the acquisition a sort of acknowledgement? Clearly, the hardware, if you like, the manufacture, the design of pumps is very important to you. But is this acquisition also an acknowledgement that software, the intelligence that you can add to pumps and pumping system solutions is equally important, or if not more important, as everyone heads towards digital transformation and the importance of data in the current world? Is that so a reflection of that? Just any thoughts?
Absolutely, you are right. I think the world is at the confluence, and in the water industry in particular is at the confluence of three things. The need for real-time information. Everybody wants the information at the fingertips on a real-time basis. How their pumps are functioning, how the water network is functioning, how the wastewater network is functioning. The information is required in real time. Second, you probably know better than me, water industry is not the sexiest of industry to attract young talents. So the labor shortage is a chronic challenge that we see in many parts of the world. So that means, how do we deploy digital technologies to do things? And third, the most critical, the ability to preempt, proactively identify problems and challenges and solve them in a timely manner before they happen. You put the confluence of all these three things. You call it a digital transformation, making the hardware smarter, making the world really go to the next level, I think the confluence of these three things is definitely essential for any company to be able to solve the challenges that we have today and for the future. And in that way, the capability of Metasphere very nicely fits into what we at Grundfos want to do for the future, which is to solve the world's water and climate challenges.
Yeah, and perhaps we can look at some of those challenges, or you can highlight in terms of perhaps current wastewater management challenges. I mean, you've alluded to one, I think, in talking about Metasphere there, but it'd be good to understand what you see as the main challenges and ways in which Grundfos is equipped to help address those.
Thank you, Phil. I have a strong vision that if we have to solve the water scarcity in the world, wastewater is going to be the source of water to solve water scarcity. We cannot take water, use it, and throw it away. And that precious resource is going to get exhausted one day. So if you think about doing it, that means using all the tools, capabilities, and technologies available at our disposal to solve water scarcity in our lifetime is a global challenge. And everybody has to contribute. And we from Grundfos are fully committed to contribute our part. So what does that mean? Reduce the consumption of water in the first place. Reduce the wastage of water. That means the non-revenue water. You still know there is a huge percentage of water, the non-revenue water around the world that gets wasted in terms of getting consumed. Reusing the water after they have been used properly with all the technologies available. And lastly, given the climate challenges, how do we do the storage, the treatment, and the usage of storm water as a source of water to really bring water resiliency in the communities and the cities? So I absolutely feel there is going to be a lot more innovation, a lot more creativity in using the reduction of water, the conservation of water, the usage of storm water in the most effective manner so that we can solve the water scarcity and the challenges that we have in this world.
No, that's interesting. So you're because I was going to ask about, obviously talk about wastewater and then, the supply of water, but you're linking them together. So you're basically saying it's one integrated, if you like. So I mean, everyone talks about the water cycle, but you don't think you can look at bits in isolation. We have to look at the overall picture and the ways in which, as you say, the wastewater can help with the water scarcity. That's the best way to address, rather than look at individual parts of the water cycle. Is that right?
Thank you, Phil. Well said. We strongly believe integrated water management is the future. And if you look at the 5 steps of the water cycle, we take water from the source that Mother Nature gave us. The underground, oceans, lakes, ponds, river that we have as a source of water. We take water from there. We take it to a treatment facility. We treat water so that it is fit for potable use. It is fit for industrial use, which is the step number 2 is the treating water. Then we distribute water. We distribute water to people like you and me, our homes, to schools, colleges, hospitals, industrial places. How do we transport and distribute clean water? Then we collect wastewater after they have been used in the respective places. And then we put it back to the wastewater treatment facility so that we treat wastewater, whether to reuse them back in the process. So this whole cycle is the closed loop cycle. So instead of looking at them as a disjointed steps of the cycle, the best way we can think about the integrated water management, how do we optimize, connect, have real-time information, connectivity, and visibility to all the 5 steps of this integrated water management so that we can manage the water cycle in the most effective way.
And sort of linking back to the Metasphere acquisition, is it fair to say that data-driven solutions, clearly, obviously, there is a lot of process engineering, a lot of technical solutions, but is the data-driven part where all of this integrated management of the water cycle is that where the real difference is going to come? As I say, you can launch new processes, upgrade pumps, use different materials, etc. But fundamentally, it's the data that's driving this approach. Is that right?
Well said, Phil. I strongly believe data, big data, lot of data, because data allows us to have fact-based decision making. Data allows us to have real-time information to develop hypotheses, predictability, and then take action. You think about this particular Metasphere technology we're talking about. In the normal time, how a manhole is functioning in a street of London, probably we have to send a crew from one of our utilities to go and check it. And there are only limited number of crew members available for any utility. It will take hours to go in the London city and check it. Versus now we have this amazing telemetry unit. And the uniqueness of the Metasphere technology, it is the installation is so easy. It will take between 5 minutes to 30 minutes to install in a manhole. 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So we go and install it one time, and in the control room of our utilities, we can see the functioning of the manhole, what is the level, what is the flow on a real-time basis, and the information is available at our fingertips. If we have thousands of installations in the network, we have thousands of data points coming in together on a pallet, and then we overlay that with the prediction of weather, how much of rain is going to happen in this street or this part of the city in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, and next 96 hours. We overlay that information, we will get amazing insights, and using those insights to take action. So information will provide us insights, and insights will allow us to have timely actions, and timely actions will allow us to be more productive, to be more efficient, and prevent the incidents before they occur. So that is why data is super critical, and that is why we really feel this is going to be the future. How do we make the hardwares, whether our pumps, our motors, or even the manholes, or the entire water network of the whole city, smarter with a real-time information, so that we can build more resiliency and more effective decision-making to manage our water cycles better.
And I'm just wondering as well that Grundfos as a company, as I say, you know, your reputation understandably is, you know, pump net technology, but do you think you are beginning to evolve as to more of a wider solutions provider, or you need to for the water industry? And indeed, I mean, it may not matter, but would you call yourself still a pump company or something slightly different because you're providing, you know, wider solutions than just simply, you know, providing a pump to somebody? And perhaps a supplementary, if I may, it's quite a long question, but also, will you therefore be acquiring potentially other technologies and or collaborating with partners? Just your thoughts on how Grundfos, I guess, is going to evolve as a company.
Thank you, Phil. We strongly believe we are a water and a climate company. And what do I mean by this? Our job is to contribute our part to solve world's water and climate challenges. And within the water and climate company, if I have to give you a simple sentence, we want to enable movement of water in the most sustainable way possible. And let me take a moment just to explain what do I mean. Like we said, water is where Mother Nature gave us. Water is needed where communities thrive, people live in the cities, industries manufacture goods. We have to take water where water is to where water is needed. We have to take the clean water, so and water is heavy, water needs a lot of energy to move. So making this movement of clean water in the most sustainable way possible is how we want to contribute. Same way for wastewater. Wastewater gets generated in people's homes, in the industry, and taking wastewater to how we treat it and reuse it or put it back in the discharge reservoirs in the most appropriate way, in the most sustainable way, has to be done. And it also requires a lot of energy. It has a lot of challenges. So whether it is the movement of clean water from where it is to where it is needed, or it is the generation of wastewater where it is generated, where it should be safely and sustainably disposed, doing this movement of water in the most sustainable way is what we want to do from Grundfos. And that is why we see ourselves as a water and climate company. And that is how we want to contribute to the world going forward.
Okay, maybe finally, and this is, I suppose, this is the big question. In terms of climate change and all you see going on and the activity you observe in the water industry, whether it's in the UK or in other countries, are you fundamentally an optimist that what needs to be done within the time frame it needs to be done by, is going to happen? Or do you occasionally lay awake at night and thinking we're just not going, fast enough and innovating enough to address what, as you said, fundamentally water scarcity is the, I guess, the overwhelming issue. Clearly there's flooding as well, but just, as I say, are you an optimist or a pessimist when it comes to the future?
Thank you. No, Phil, I'm an eternal optimist. That is how I wake up every day, and I feel we can all work together to make the world a better place. I remember Bill Gates' quote, as a society, we overestimate the changes in next 2 years, but we underestimate the change in next 10 years. That is why we all probably get frustrated that the pace of change is too slow in a short term. But if we look at a 10 years horizon, 15 years horizon, probably things can definitely change at a much faster pace. So that is why I personally believe we have all the tools, we have all the technologies, we have all the capabilities, and we have the human resiliency of the society to really solve the water scarcity in our lifetime. Do we have to work harder? Absolutely, yes. Do we have to work more collaboratively? Yes. Do we have to have the ecosystem thinking versus the very narrow insular thinking? The answer is yes. So that is how, if each one of us can be much more expansive thinkers, be open-minded, embrace partnerships, embrace collaborations, and embrace how things can be done very differently, I think we can solve the water scarcity challenge in our lifetime.
Okay, it's been brilliant to chat to you, and you shared some great insights and told us what's going on at Grundfos. So for now, at least, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you, and have a wonderful day.